Welcome to Things Invest, where we talk about investing, finance, and professional. It's my third posting as of today, with respect to recording time of 3:37 p.m. on Eastern Time. Ethereum coin trade $4,006, down about 0.33% so far. On the overall crypto market and the equity market, we can see that we're kind of normalizing. With respect to equity, is a little bit more, I guess, a mixed bag, but leaning more towards a bearish sentiment, obviously from the kind of the losing the steam type of affectation from the previous surge or the rally that we've seen yesterday post FOMC meeting, as we got the confirmatory signal that Jerome has no interest of hiking interest rates, which somehow rhymes in a way, within the remaining of this year. But we will have three specific interest hikes that the timing with respect to the interest hike are still non-confirmatory, is still pending for obviously as we triangulate the job numbers and with respect to how we're progressing going forward as we slowly reopening back up on the on the economical front. And some of the negative news that we are also seeing today is with respect to the COVID surge. Seems like it's rising in respective regions domestically. Just speaking specifically from the states that I'm from, New York City, it seems like there's cases that are spiking that based on medical officials. And I was watching the afternoon lunch news. It seems like the cases are spiking higher than state officials have ever seen before. And also some of the verbiage that I also heard earlier today per my first video is with respect to Omicron. It seems like based on their observations from medical officials that this virus, seems like is replicating faster in comparisons to the Delta variants. But the lungs infections, which is the byproduct of as you contract these viruses, seems to be less severe than the Delta variants. So still negative, but seems like it's not as worse as it seems. But obviously we have a combination of both, kind of like a volatile, kind of like the jerk and pull type of motion right now. Like yesterday we were all singing Kumbayas, happy, with the conclusive ending, I guess, the blockbuster movie of FOMC meeting from Jerome, starring Jerome Powell as the key actor. But it seems like now we have some other negative omen that seems like it's percolating. Not sure about the timing. It seems very curated in a way. That's just my gut feelings. Ultimately, I don't really have the source of the publications, nor do I understand the incentive behind the news. But it seems like just consecutive days of sell-off. And something that I understand macroly is that there's a lot of hedge funds that are liquidating some of their highest bet stocks recently. With respect to Cathie Wood, seems like she's still selling Tesla and also Elon Musk as well, but for various different incentives and reasons. Right, Elon is more just for tax purposes. He has to liquidate basically $10 billion worth of Tesla to pay off some of the debts that he has for his other companies that he's also managing. But Cathie has a different perspective, and also other hedge fund managers are behind the scenes that we don't really know what they're doing, but they have huge ties to the publication company. So and so we have to read the news with a huge grain of salt, right? But ultimately we know that the technicals never lies, so let's just dive right into it. So with respect to recording time of 3:41 p.m. on Eastern Time, basically about 10 to 15 minutes away from market closing, Ethereum's currently trailing above, or just in approximations of about $4,000, right, which is a flat number. We know that's not really a substantive platform. The real level is that 4,150, or the next down level at the 3,843 or 3,850, right? Right now, the 45 out of 70, so we are still at a neutral level, right? At the, I would say, upper echelon of the oversold, but still neutral. And right now, we're just kind of contemplating, do we go up, do we go down? It seems like there's a lack of bullish sentiment because of the compression from the COVID news, but also seems like the rally kind of subsided a little bit. But ultimately, I believe, based on my historical understanding, that the window dressing is still in full effect. And I do foresee a rally coming, not just for equity, but also for crypto. But obviously, this is not the most obvious, where there's still high, heightened uncertainty, if you may, among the market. So with respect to Bitcoin, it's currently down about 2.11%, hovering above 47,800. Obviously, that's the level that we have been hovering for quite some time now. It seems like today, Bitcoin didn't do anything. It's just been floating on a sideways fashion. Would it be logical to buy the current level right now? I would say, yeah, we are at the relatively good risk versus reward ratio. So I don't really have a problem with the current level. I think this is relatively fair. I think we're about to form a golden cross for Bitcoin. So I think bullishness is definitely coming, despite how unobvious it is right now. Dogecoin right now is down about 3.3%. At the moment, we are crossed, still selling down. So I think Dogecoin is going to just come back down to earth a little bit as we have lack of positive news, right? But who knows? If the key coins are dragging up, that means the entire market will be dragging up. But you saw that green candle yesterday, whatever goes up really, really fast, come down just as fast. It's really just because people bought on the hype from Elon's tweets, right? So that's not really a true substantive catalyst on driving any surge in general. It's just more of a media hype. So you know what that means. It's just a fluff, right? Cardano is now about 3.6% at the moment, between 134 and 119, 36 out of 70. So right now, still a dip for Cardano. For Solana, right now, it's up about 3.5%. 181 out of and I think what we're trying to do right now at the moment is try to get to the 200, right? 200 is going to be the next consolidation level. Actually, not 200. Actually, it's 196, 194, and that's the reason because that's people were contemplating, do we break it above the 200 or do we stay around 200? So if we break to about 200, we're gonna go up to obviously the 210. Which is the next flat level, but that's not really substantive. The real level that we should technically go into would be somewhere around like the 221, based on the technicals. XRP is down about 1.4% right now, 81 cents. Anywhere from 88 to 78 is still a dip. Right now, it's still a good level to incur risk at for XRP. And in respect to polkadot, is loading kind of slow today. Right now, it's at 26, anywhere from 26 to 25, or based on the technicals, 24 is still going to be the dip for us. Algorand's flat right now, not doing anything, down about 0.2%. The bottom was at the 131, right? So right now it's still not terrible, but not the best, right? With the high, like upper echelon of the oversold. So with the 40 out of 70, so not terrible, but not the best either. But to each his own. Shiba Inu is down about 2.2% right now, anywhere from, again, 2,900 to 900 from here. With respect to Polygon, flat again, not doing much. We are still at the relatively depleted level at the 40, so not terrible, but not the best, right? Again, 175 and 143 was the dip, basically, right? So hopefully you guys were taking the logical steps. With respect to AVAX, up about 1.15% right now. Again, 81 to 60 was the dip for us, right? That I kept mentioning. So the dip was technically yesterday and the day before when everybody was freaking out. Now just kind of normalizing, cooling, relaxing in a bit. But ultimately, I'm still optimistic with respect to the outlooks. Because of, I've seen the movies before with respect to these hedge funds and these investment firms. They have to put up some optics for their investors, right? For their, the funds that invest into the funds, right? They have to show that they have performed well this year, right? So they're going to make some stuff up that we don't know yet. But in behind the scenes, I would say the news are typically having some sort of a reverse or opposite affectation in comparisons to what you're expecting. So something to think about using our spidey sense, right? And then some of the news that I see right here with respect to the last, I would say, 4 or 6 hours so far, is with respect to the first one I've been saying about 36 minutes ago, about 80 millions of Ethereum was just transferred from 2 wallets. So it seems like it's more activities. And then another news on Bazinga 45 minutes ago, talk about Bored Ape 682 just sold for $424,000. And this is a picture of a monkey eating a slice of pizza with his eye red. Obviously, he's high on marijuana or something. And he's wearing a crown with jewels on it. So, seems like he's just like a high person, a high monkey, obviously, that has the munchies. And then the next one is really talk about on Barron's about 58 minutes ago. It's been a while since we hear from Barron's, saying that Bitcoin and Ether are rallying, which is kind of old news, right? Bearish sentiment may have gone too far. I could agree with that, because of the fear that we've been driving for the last couple of days. Not really because of anything substantive, right? It's just people, emotions in play, right? And that drives the negative sentiments, right? COVID, inflation, it's just the whole economy is out of whack right now. So people are fleeing away from investing, keeping the cash, as a safe haven type of affectation, but it's not logical again, right? It's just people not acting logically at the moment, right? And hedge funds and us that can think through it will capture and monetize from it if you can think logically. So respective risk management, these are the levels that we have identified so far. Let me know if you have any specific questions again. Right, it's definitely painful, to be having such painful durations of just volatility so far, right? But remember, the fear and the pain, the panic that we've been experiencing so far, it's not logical. It's just not, right? If you think clearly, that with respect to the risk levels, right, just purely based on TA, the technical analysis, we know that a lot of the great opportunities are presenting itself in front of us right now. And again, this is not wizardry. This is just risk management, right? It's about protecting yourself and taking the logical risk, right? Not buy at the all-time high, which I know a lot of investors have done in the past. And then next thing, they're holding their bags, right? These are the levels when we are looking forward to the dips, right? And these are the dips that we identify in front of us. So that's it for today with respect to the technical analysis on this Thursday. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Friday. Take care.